Hey, everybody, welcome back to the show. Hope you're having a great day. One of the headlines that I saw was that, again, First Nations communities won their court cases, once again showing that the federal government has responsibility to provide clean drinking water and housing to First Nations communities. So no real surprise there. This seems like an endless process that goes on in the courts. What happened was two communities from Manitoba and one from Ontario won their separate court cases. One was a class action lawsuit for communities from all over that were involved for clean drinking water cases, and the other one was a housing issue. In the case from St. Teresa's Point, the court ruled that the federal government did not provide adequate housing, and the statement that the housing conditions were directly affecting the children's health, and that this was a deliberate act on the part of the federal government to underfund the community's housing effort. So making it this, of course, I mean, as it would go, when you chronically underfund housing, people end up living in bad housing. This made it so that children were not able to bathe properly. They didn't have adequate sleeping conditions. They were obviously more sick more often. And of course, when you have, poor health, bad sleep, and are living in terrible conditions, your education always will suffer. That seems like an obvious and no brainer there, that it wouldn't take much. You don't need to be an expert in child health or psychology to understand that. So this would, of course, these conditions have been proven to be chronic. They're continuing to be underfunded. And let's be honest, this goes to the federal government's position of continually trying to assimilate remote First Nations communities to urban centers. They don't want people living in remote communities. The fiduciary responsibility to the federal government is clearly too high, and they would rather that you drank poison water and slept in poison mold houses than live in your traditional territories or your traditional communities. And so there you have it. That is what I saw for today. As always, hit the like and subscribe. Please share the show as we continue to try to grow it. And as always, the jig is up. The Jig is Up is made possible in part by the Métis Federation of Canada, uniting Métis people from coast to coast to coast.